Hey everybody, Joy here. It doesn't seem like it, but it's a Monday. It's a dreary Monday. It's like, it's not raining, but it's like half dark outside or something. I don't know. I thrive in the sunshine. I really do. I like it bright and sunny. But not yet, not yet. What month are we in? We're still in April. It's April 15th. Aren't you supposed to pay your taxes today or something? Maybe it's because my mother died on April 15. What was it, about 5 years ago? So I don't know. Maybe I just don't like April 15 for some reason. So what am I doing? Remember my last video? I told you I had something super, super, super cool to tell you. I hope you agree with me. I have made, I think I told you, 4 failures lately. Mostly I just didn't like the way they looked on me. I tried making things with gathers. I tried making things that I saw on the internet that other people said they just loved, and so many people made it, and it showed so many people wearing it. And I thought, well, I could wear that. I need to make that. I need some new styles. I'm always making the same old styles. So I tried 2 new things. The other one was a fail because of the border and the fabric, but it didn't have anything to do with the pattern. So what is it? What is it? What is it? I took notes. Can I find my notes? We shall see. Hold on. Well, as usual, I can't find what I'm looking for. I must have been downstairs on my laptop when I looked up the information. So let me dash down the stairs and let me dash back up the stairs, and then I'll tell you what I'm so excited for you to look at, because it is just so explanatory. You know about explanatory? It's very explanatory. I'll be back. Okay, I found my notes. Are you ready? Are you ready? Now, some of you may have already looked under the description box or in the description box. Y'all know where the description box is, right? Right under the video, you'll see these little words says more. Click on more on everybody's YouTube, and it'll open up and you can see a lot more stuff, okay? So, let me tell you what it is. It's about whether or not you're going to look good in something. Whether or not you know yourself and what you look good in. Just because 500 other women are lined up in some video and they all have on the same pattern and they all look amazing in it, are you going to look amazing in it? Well, we know that I've already found that out the last couple of weeks, right? The Celeste dress needs to be for Celeste. The Montana midi needs to remain in Montana. And I don't know what I'm going to try next. We shall see. So what I want you to do, if you care, if you want to, if you're into sewing and things like this, there's a website called Kittenish, like a cat, Kittenish Behavior. Kittenish Behavior, a lady named Sion owns it. I think she's from, I don't know, some other country. I don't think it's the UK, but anyway, her name is spelled S-I-A-N, and so that's really not an American spelling. Her name is Sion, and her YouTube channel is called Kittenish Behavior. And she got together with another lady who has a YouTube channel, probably in the same area as she's in. And the other lady's name is Nicola, N-I-C-O-L-A, Nicola. And her website is called All About the Outfit. So, these 2 ladies somehow met, like Viv and I met, like Philly and I met. I think they met on the internet. So they decided to get together and do this challenge. And it is just so interesting. Okay? Interesting and fun. It's called, the name of the video on YouTube. The name of the video on YouTube. The Style Swap Challenge. Now there's more words after that, but I think if you type in the Style Swap Challenge, I think it will come up. And then it says dash, why it's essential to dress as you and your style personality. Oh boy, it just, you know how a picture tells 1,000 words? Well, this does. This does. It's just amazing and super fun to watch. I will put a link below. I think I already said that. I'll put a link below if you don't want to look for it, and you can just click on it. Okay, no, these girls don't know me from anybody. I just came upon this video one night, probably when Jerry was watching basketball. So let me tell you about these two girls. These two girls are nearly the same size. Nicola is 34, 28, 44. Sion is 38, 28, 44. So the only difference is one girl is 4 inches bigger in the bust. Nicola is 5'9", Sion is 5'8". Therefore, they each should be able to take the exact same pattern, cut it out in the exact same size with maybe FBA in one of them, and they should be able to wear that garment. But watch and see what they do. I don't want to tell it to you because it'll spoil the surprise, but I just thought it was wonderful. I just thought it was wonderful. Tell them Joy sent you. They won't know who I am, but anyway, tell them Joy sent you, okay? So that was my super exciting thing I wanted to tell you. So this is April 15. Yesterday was April 14. And my sister and her husband came. My sister, you know, I moved here because of my sister. My sister lives, I don't know, maybe 8 miles from here. Not very far. And we have been to her house many times. We've met them for lunch several times. But she's never been here. She's never seen my house. And so she texted me the other day. She said, I need some fabric. Are you giving away any fabric? I said, why don't you just come over and pick some? So she said she would. So she and her husband, he's a preacher. So they had to wait till after church, and he went home, they changed clothes, and they came here yesterday. I fixed a big lunch, and then she looked through all of my clothes, and she picked out 4 pieces of fabric. She was just crazy about them. And so excited, and so she sews as good as I do or better, okay? And she's going to sew at her house. I'm going to sew. She has her own sewing machine, her own little sewing room and everything. I would love her to come here, but she doesn't drive anymore. She's lost almost all her vision in one eye, and she's just not comfortable driving, and I don't blame her one bit. So someday, if she wants to come here and spend the day, her husband could just drop her off here, or I'll go get her or something. But she probably would just rather be at home. We get to be this age, we just want to be in our own comfy stuff, you know. Philly's coming though. Philly's coming. I've got to go back with Jerry to our other house, maybe for 2 weeks. And it's not so much that we're still packing and moving, but there's a few repairs that we want to get done there. And he'll probably end up doing it himself with my help. And I need to clean the whole house and make it look neat and, you know, get it ready to put on the market someday. I don't know when. Since my sister was just here yesterday, and since she just pulled out 4 pieces of fabric, all of which I forgot I even had her owned. You know, once you put them away like this, they don't look the same. All you can see is the end and the top. So I've decided I want 4 new things. So I'm playing with my fabrics. Now you know this house has 3 sewing rooms in it. And I have fabric in all 3 of them. So this was the first one I pulled out. I just love this one. Y'all saw me make this. This was the Peggy Sager. I think it's called the St. John top. But she doesn't have it in her pattern list anymore. And you suggested, where is it? Where's my little flap? One of you suggested that I hem the flap. I did. Do you think it looks better? I love this top. I love this pattern. So I decided spring is here, although you can't tell by the weather today. So I want to pick some material, and I want to make a new blouse. So I don't know why I chose this one, because it has flowers on it probably. But it's totally different. I thought I need, maybe if I can't do a totally different style, you know, with gathers, ribbons, bows, lace, all that, ruffles, I was horrible in that stuff. maybe I can choose a different kind of material so everything in my closet doesn't look alike. So this is the first one I pulled out. It's just tone on tone, kind of dark beige and taupe on a light beige. So I thought I might make a blouse out of that. So I'm going to leave it on my table, and I'm going to go pick 3 more. My sister got 3. No, my sister got 4, so I have to have 4 because you have to be the same. So I'm going to go play around the house, see if I'm supposed to be binding the scissors, you understand. Now, one of you asked me about the scissors and where did the scissors come from. The scissors came from here, from the Kimber Bell direction book. Their directions are massive. And Philly and I are making, let me see if I can show you. We're making this, this, and this. 3 little quilts. We already made the spools. We've already shown it to you. We've already made the scissors. I've already shown that to you. So the only one that's left is the jars. Let me see if I can find a bigger picture for you of the jars, because that's all we have left. Part of the problem of having these gigantic books is finding the particular thing you want to do in it. Here's the 2 jars. See the 2 jars? And then I told you I had to pay for the notions for all the little things that are in those jars. I paid like $45 for the notions. Absolutely ridiculous. Sewing is my sunshine. Okay, it's not a very big picture, but this is the picture right here of the last one that Philly and I are going to make. Jars. So, yeah, super, super cute. We really like them. Oh, and the book is called Oh, So, S-E-W, Delightful, exclamation point. Okay? And it's in my Amazon store under books. I think I have one called books, or it might not be under quilting. I'll check after a while. I'll put it under books and quilting. Okay? So I'm going to go run around my 3 sewing rooms and look for some fabric and bind. I'm going to bind the scissors, and then I'll come back and do another snippet. So how many fabrics did I say I was going to choose? And where did I say I was going to go to choose them? I know. It might be a slight flaw in my character. I'm not sure. But this is how many I have so far, and I haven't even left the table yet. Tell me what you guys like. I thought maybe I should make something with yellow in it, since it's spring. Then I thought, oh, but these flowers are so much prettier. This looks like edited sitar fabric to me. It probably is. And I thought, oh, that's very flowery for spring, since I don't have one single flower outside yet. That one's gorgeous. Oh, and it has like some pale, I wouldn't even call it yellow. It's kind of golds and peaches, pinks. Pretty. And the greens are really pretty. I wouldn't be surprised if that isn't edited fabric. I'm not going to tear it apart to see, because I don't want to have to wrap these bolts back up. Then I thought, well, my mother said I look best in blue. I don't look good in pink. Well, I look all right in pink. I like what I have on today. So I started looking at the blue department over here. Look at this for spring. How fun is that? Do you like that one? Talking about a button-up V-neck blouse with short sleeves. Oh, and then I saw this one. Oh, what do you think about that one? I can't make 4 blue blouses, for heaven's sakes. And then I saw this one. How pretty is this? Oh, wouldn't that be a pretty blouse? Oh, gorgeous. And then, you know, I wear black pants a lot. And I'm always liking something new to wear with my black pants. And this is kind of springy and cute. And I could wear it with white pants too. So how do you like that one? And so then I've started out in the pinks. That's why they're on the bottom. So this is the pinks that I found. And I don't know whose fabrics they are. I just know they're cute. So this is one of the ones with pink. Can you tell? And this is another one. Now, I've got two of these. I bought this one twice, actually. I have to give one away. This is from Hobby Lobby. They still have it. And I like it a lot because it's got really pretty roses in it. So, how do you like that? I have to go out in the three-way mirror and look at these. I haven't even looked at them. And then this one's kind of darker colors, but still flowers. And they're roses. Of course they're roses. What do you think about that? Stand still, Joy. My sister said, you look good in bright colors. Oh, and then this is gorgeous too. Just soft and light and floral. Oh, you have to know I love florals. If you've watched me over 5 minutes, you've got to know I love florals. Is there a single one of these that isn't a floral? I don't think so. So, I don't know if I should go downstairs or I should just stay here and put most of these back and only keep 4 out. We'll see. Good morning on Wednesday, April 17, 2024. You want to see what I'm doing today in my snippet? Remember yesterday or whenever it was, I chose 4 fabrics and said I want to make new blouses. So yesterday I had a doctor appointment and I picked one of the blouses that I don't usually wear. The thing is, if I have to pull a blouse over my head and I'm going to be sewing all day, I hate to take it off, put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off, put it on. So if I'm going to be sewing, I like a button up because it's easy to get off and on, right? So since I was going to the doctor, I figured I wouldn't be doing much, although I ended up sewing all afternoon. But I didn't need to try it on, off, except for the sleeve. Because I decided to make a blouse. Where is it? Hold on. This one right here. Simplicity 9274. I have made it 3 times. I wore the bicycle one yesterday. And I have made, you know, a little adjustment here, a little adjustment there. One of them was I lowered the neckline because I can't stand things up here on my throat. And I had always made the one with the short sleeve. So I decided to try this cute long sleeve because, you know, even though it's summertime, oh, I need the air conditioner on. It's going to be 90 today, I heard, of all things. But listen, listen. Do you hear that? It's nothing. There's no wind at all outside. I just want to go stand in the middle of the yard and feel my hair stand still on my head without 5 cans of hairspray to hold it. So anyway, I wore the bicycles to the doctor and Jerry said, oh, I like that top. So I thought, oh, well, maybe I'll make that again. But I decided to try the sleeve. So the only thing I had to try on yesterday was this super cute sleeve. And what I did actually was I made the sleeve first. See, look at all of the pleats. Isn't that cute? And it's 3/4. You know, don't like long sleeves. And so then I tried the sleeve on a bunch of times. And I had to take out, I think I ended up making a size 8 down here in the wrist. Because, I mean, look at my wrist. My sister was here the other day. And my sister weighs a little bit more than I do. She put her arm, we were sitting next to each other, and she said, boy, your arm is so skinny. She put her arm up next to my arm. And I said, yes, I'm preserving that to be the only skinny part I have left on me. Actually, I've lost, 6 to 8 pounds. I'm not sure what. I was like 156 and I'm 148 now. And the doctor said that I don't have to worry about BMI at all. He said, you are there. You're perfect. Don't worry about it. You don't need to lose any weight. And I said, well, I sure am glad because I do not want to lose any more weight in these arms. So I have a 12 up at the shoulder, and then I go down to probably a 10, and then all the way down here to an 8. So they will fit me. So I can't really show you too good with this blouse on, but look at that cute sleeve. Isn't that nice? And you know, everywhere you go, it's freezing. As Peggy Sagers always says, you know, the restaurants, where the malls, every place is always freezing. So instead of having to put something on because my arms are cold, I'll have a little sleeve. So I just love that. And this fabric, I actually bought it twice. I have 2 bolts of it. So I brought one of them and I thought even if I have to throw it away, you know, I've got another bolt. So this is what I have so far. The front will have the slit V. Doesn't have it yet, but it will in a few minutes. And the back has that pleat. And the sides have a slit. I just love this blouse. So I'm going to finish this today. The first thing I noticed when I tried it on was I went, what is this shooting up toward my chin? I'm not crazy about paisleys, but anyway, I don't know. You can't do anything about things like that. But I love the colors in it. Very pretty colors, I think. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to put the neckline on next. The facing for the neck, and that cuts it up here. And you have to put it on over your head still. It doesn't have a center back seam in it. Or I could have put a zipper, or I could have added a center back seam, but I don't like to do that. And if you can put it on over your head, as Viv says, why put a zipper? Just put it on over your head. So that's what I'm going to do. So what are y'all doing? Are y'all sewing? Are you knitting? Are you crocheting? Did you look up my daughter over there at a chick that knits? I wish I could knit. I can crochet a little bit, but knitting just seems to be so much fancier than crochet. I don't know. My daughter and that little girl that works for her, what's her name? Is her name Rebecca? I always forget her name. I think it's Rebecca. Just darling. 2 peas in a pod. They work great together. And I'm just so happy for her that her business is doing so well. So if you're a knitter or a crocheter, no affiliation whatsoever, except she's my daughter. Okay? You don't have to buy a single thing from her ever, but I just want you to know I'm real happy for her. She just moved into a little commercial building. They completely remodeled it, repainted it, redid everything to it. It's just amazing. She is so talented. I don't know where she got that from. I hope some of it's from her mother. I don't know. All right, I'll be back after a while when I get my top done, and I'll try it on and I'll show it to you. And I can't think of anybody asking me a question lately. I don't think y'all have asked me a question. So I don't have anything to answer. I'll be back. Oh, hello. I just talked to you for like 10 minutes and the camera went dead because I forgot to push record. Why are you laughing? Because I'm a complete dingbat, that's why. So, remember the blouse I was going to make? Remember how I made it 3 other times? Remember how it was the bicycle top and I wore the bicycle top to the doctor appointment the other day and it fit me perfect? Jerry noticed it, said he really liked it. I thought, well, I'll just make that again out of one of my new fabrics that I want to make because, you know, my sister took 4 fabrics, so I took 4 fabrics. I'm telling y'all, even if you are a rocket scientist of sewing, which I'm not, but say you were, and you quit doing it for a length of time, 6 months, a year, and you go back to do it again, even though this was Palmer and Plessed, even though I'd made it before, I made the stupidest mistake in the world. And even when I discovered I was making the mistake, instead of doing it just on one sleeve, thinking, well, that's not right, I put the other one in too. Stupid. So I had to rip out both sleeves. What it was I had crimped the sleeve to put into the armhole. The sleeve always has to be bigger than the hole it's going into. Has to. It has to have ease in it. This one is supposed to have an inch ease in it. Mine had no ease. I ended up taking all the crimping out and smoothing it out as good as I could and was still stretching it. It's a woven. It doesn't stretch, but it was the bias, you know. Stretching it to fit it into the armhole. And not only did I do it once, I did it twice. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Oh, I wish my brain would check in faster. I'm going to have to, instead of saying it's lightning fast, I'm going to have to change it to, let me see, ice melting slow. I don't know. So anyway, I put both sleeves in. I tried it on and it was horrible. Shoulder slope was off. It was gaping at the neck. The other 3 blouses I made didn't do that at all. And I thought, you know what? Something is wrong with that sleeve. There's no way I shouldn't have had to take all the crimping out of it, and it should have fit in there fine. So I went and I looked at the paper pattern. What I had done, since my arms are so skinny, I had decided to narrow the sleeve. I narrowed it clear down to a size 8. Look at how cute the sleeve is. I narrowed it clear down to a size 8 down here because my wrist is so little and it comes to about here. And so I just went ahead and narrowed it up to the top, but I thought, well, I'm bigger up here, so I'll make it a 12, you know, up at the top of the sleeve. Well, that's amazing, wonderfully brilliant. The only problem is the armhole is a 14. You can't put a size 10 or 12 sleeve into a size 14 armhole. You want to see how I had to fix it? This is the sleeve. Look here at all I had to add on the side, because I had to make that be a 14. See? It had a 14 there, but I had cut it off to a 12. Can you see the numbers if I hold it real still? Nuts, just nuts. So anyway, I took the 2 other sleeves off. They're over there on the table. And I'm going to throw them away because I can't use them. And I just made 2 whole new sleeves. So I have put the first new sleeve in. Now, unlike the other day when I was at the other house, before I put the next sleeve in, I'm going to try this on. And I'm going to see if there's anything else wrong with it. I'll be back. Ta-da! Perfect. Perfect. It's laying down flat on my neck. It's not pulling. I shortened the sleeve 1 inch also. I didn't like the sleeve. The sleeve came down like clear almost to my watch. And I wanted it to be more like 3/4. So, my other 3 have the short sleeves. And so I wanted this one to be different. So I am so proud of me. A little slow maybe, but I stuck with it. And I figured it out. This is another reason to buy extra fabric. If it's not expensive fabric and you can afford it, buy at least another ½ yard than you think you're going to need. I happened to buy the fabric twice. So, thank goodness, I had more than enough. See, here it is. I have another whole bolt of it. So I'll make it again, but I'll make a different pattern. But how cute is that? Now, Philly and I are getting ready to Zoom. Philly's still up there by Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I'm down here in Kingston, Oklahoma at our other house. Jerry's outside. We came home, and it looks like a haunted house here. We had hired a lawn man. He's supposed to come every week and mow our lawn. He hasn't been here at all. We've probably been up there for, at least a month. And he hasn't been here. The weeds are almost to my knees out there. The weeds are so healthy and so high, they've all bloomed. I didn't even know they bloomed. I didn't even know weeds had flowers, but ours, and they're really cute. One of them has the cutest little white flowers. They're like little bitty white daisies with yellow centers. I said, oh, those are so cute. Jerry said, that's a weed, Joy. Anyway, I'll be back. I have to go finish this blouse. Good morning on Saturday, April 20, 2024. It's dark and cloudy and no sunshine. Oh, I tell you what, that Siri in my phone, she's just the absolutely worst weather person on the planet, I tell you. It's just supposed to be a little bit cloudy today and totally sunny tomorrow. Oh, we shall see. Anyhow, you can see I have my top on. Look what I just found accidentally. I just went online to search to see if anybody else has ever made this top, because there's something I really don't like about it. And so I went online to search to see if anybody else made it, and guess who made it? Some lady named Joy Bernhardt. Fit the paper pattern to your body. Simplicity 9274. And of course that one fit me perfect. Let me see if I can show you which one it is. I don't know if you can see the screen or not. So there you can see me wearing it. Now the only difference between that top, you know, I've made it 3 times. Let me see if that fabric's on the back of here, the roses. Yeah, the roses right there. That top, I've made it 3 times. The first 3 times I made it with the short sleeve. The short sleeve is this sleeve. It's just cut off right here. And so when I decided to make this longer sleeve, I just attached the bottom back to the sleeve pattern. Where is it? I showed it to Philly yesterday. See? Same sleeve. The short sleeve gets cut off right here, and I've taped and taped the bottom back onto it. Okay, and as you know, I made the sleeve twice. Put them in once, took them completely out, started over. Shortened at 1 inch. I still like it a little bit shorter. So if I make it again, which I don't know if I will or not, I'm going to shorten it another inch. I just can't stand sleeves down here on me. You know, you'd think I'd have them clear down to here with these veins I've got. I was at the doctor with Jerry the other day, and they were trying to find a vein on him, and she said, "Oh my gosh, you got the most amazing veins. Only a nurse can love them, you know." So this is the other one that I made fits me absolutely perfect, but I am not happy with this one, and I'm wondering, I'll have to go get this out of my closet, but it's probably up there in mounds. And see, this one seems baggier. I don't know if I had this issue with that one, and it looks like I shortened that one. This one I left full length because I wanted to wear it with what Peggy Sagers calls leggings. I don't call mine that. I don't wear leggings. I wear straight leg jeans, or I don't know. But you know, they're denim. But they're pull-on and they're narrow legs, because I like that. Because narrow at the bottom is what I need, and wide at the top, because I have narrow shoulders and bigger hips. That's just what you do. Now, Philly has gotten into styling. What's her name? Melissa Morrell. I think some of the things she wears are just absolutely awful. Awful fit. I watched her the other day. She was walking on the hem of her red pants. Walking on the hems. No. She may know what looks good on somebody, but she sure doesn't know about fitting. So here's the thing. It's a little bit off my shoulders. It's supposed to be. You look at the pattern, you look at the picture, and you can tell that it does fall off the shoulders. And you can also tell that the sleeve, when you look at it on other people, has this funny thing it does. With the tucks that you have right here, it makes this part hang low and this part come up higher. I don't like that. I want mine to be straight. I know. So I'm going to measure up from the floor, and I'm going to see how far off this is. And then I'm going to take that long sleeve. I'm going to make this again until I get it right. You know, I am very persistent. And I'm going to see how much I need to saw off here at this part before you get to this part in the middle to make this hang straight. I've seen a lot of sleeves that do that, where they're really long on one part and really short on the other, especially if they're gathered. If they have elastic down here, they seem to do that really bad. So it won't bug you. Don't worry about it. It won't bug any normal person. It just bugs me. And then the other thing that bugs me on this one, and I don't know, I don't remember having a problem on the bicycles, but I may have done this on the bicycles. I'm going to take a tuck, a waist dart, right there, all the way down. Because these blousy bottoms, they always want to stick out and look like I'm on my way to the maternity ward to have my little baby. Oh, that's been a long time. How many years? 55 years to be exact. Yeah. And I was way tinier then than I am now. Oh yeah, so I weigh 120 pounds. And back then they made you quit work at 7 months. They went ahead and they still paid you. Your insurance covered you or something. I worked at General Electric. But they made me. They said you have to leave at 7 months. They thought women were going to drop dead any minute if they were pregnant. So they made me quit, and I went up to personnel to check out for my leave, my maternity leave, and they said, well, why are you leaving? And I said, because I'm 7 months pregnant. And they said, oh, we can't even tell. I have to go back and show those people now. Oh, yes, what, how many years would that be? 50 more years? Let me see, I was 18. And then if you added 50 more years, you would be 68, even older than that. So, I don't know what's wrong with my brain and why I think of these crazy things, you guys. But I'm going to pin this. I'm going to take it off, and I'm going to go put this waist dart in. It's already hemmed at the bottom, but that's okay. It won't show. I'll make it so it won't show. And I'll iron it real nice on the inside. And then that will make the front hang straighter. See, don't you think that looks better? And then this one here. This is the same kind of fabric. 100% cotton, 100% cotton. You could use it to make a quilt, but that neckline seems to lay a little flatter against me, but maybe not. I think I may need to take a tuck in the back neck. Yeah, maybe that. Yoke back. I have not taken a tuck in the back neckline yet, and I usually have to do that. I always take a tuck in the front, and not a tuck, a dart, and I think I'll take one in the back of this one. And I think it'll feel a little more fitted back there. Does that make sense to anybody? And I'm going to make another one. I'm not going to make this one again. I'll work on that later. But I brought some more fabric. You know, I told you my sister got 4. I want to do 4. So I'm going to find some pattern around here. And I'm just going to do something different. And maybe a button up, although I don't have any buttons here. Maybe I do. Hold on. Aha. Whoops. Look what I found. Yes, they're the cheapo beepo plastic buttons, but I've got a whole box full of them. I'm falling them on the floor. I'm falling them. I'm tossing them on the floor. I'll be back. Alright, so I borrowed some clothes from Lucy. I thought somebody might want to see how I make those 2 waist darts in this top. So let me show you what I do. First thing I did was I marked both of my apexes. Maybe they'd be in the right place, maybe they wouldn't, but they'd be close. So I still had this blouse on. And I just marked the apex, and I took it off. So let me roll the camera down so you can see this in case you're interested. You have to have some friction markers. And you have to know how to make a dart. And if you don't know how to make a dart, get one of your patterns that has a waist dart in it. Now I'm odd again in that when I have a waist dart, I always have to take mine all the way down through the hem. Does this have one? Yes. This has one. And I had to take it all the way down through the hem. I always do. I don't know why. But sometimes the waist dart is just in the waist. But if I do just in the waist, it still puffs out at the bottom. Just the way I'm built, you might not be built that way. Alright, let me get the camera and see if I can roll it down so you can see. You have to know where center front is. I have pressed this, and for some reason, some of the creases, the fold line on some cottons, they just don't want to come out. Maybe you've got to wash it first and then press it really, really good and use a clapper, I don't know. But this is mostly ironed out, but I could see just a few creases where I could mark this center front line. Alright, let me get some more friction markers. Look what I found, look what I found. These might be new. This is black, but it's friction. So right here, oh, I think you can see it now. Right there is center front. Okay? And I marked it from here all the way down to here because I made a mark on the fold line there and the mark, just a couple places I could still see the fold line, and I drew a line the whole way down. Where did I start my line? Up here by where I marked my apexes. Now I marked my apexes here and here. They're wrong. You know, when you've got a bra and your apex is in there somewhere, heaven only knows where. So, I know at least how high they are. I know that's the right height of them. But I also know that they're 8 inches apart. And I need to have my darts 4 inches from center front to each dart. 4 inches that way, 4 inches this way. So I just took my ruler and I marked 4 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches, turned it this way, 4 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches. So now I have my 4-inch line. I also know that I don't want my dart all the way to the tip of my apex. So I have marked down 1 inch from where I know the height is right that I marked. So I marked down 1 inch, 1 inch. So now all I have to do is mark the dart. And I'm going to make it 1 inch wide. Let me see if you can see this pink. Maybe green's better. Let's try green. Oh, it is so hot in this room. Woo! So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark a 1/2 inch line. Most of the way up, maybe all the way. We're not going to sew a straight line, but we're going to mark a straight line, okay? And I know this thing needs to be 1 inch at the bottom. Where are you? 1/2 inch line? 1/2 inch line. This needs to be a pretty wide dart at the bottom. See? So that's how wide my dart's going to be. From here to here is 1 inch. From there to there is 1 inch. And I'll sew it straight, 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 until I get up here to the apex line, and then I will go get my, my styling ruler, and I will curve it. I will curve it. Now I'm not going to use that line. Let me see. I'll use, I'm trying to see, how can I make it the most curvy? Give myself some room above my belly. I think probably like this. And you know you can remove these lines with the iron. Alright, so I'm thinking more like that shape. And so then I can take this over here, and I can, what you have to do is figure out where your numbers are that you just used on this ruler. Let me see where they are. That's 10.5 at that line, and I'm starting up at the top at 14 3/4. So we're going to start at the top at 14 3/4. And where did I say down here? 10.5? I think I said 10.5. That looks right. See? Now those two will have to line up perfectly. They've got to sew together perfectly. But that's pretty darn close. I like that. Let me check that again. 14 3/4 to 10.5. 14 3/4 to 10.5. That's correct. All right. So this is going to be my dart. This is the first line I made. You're supposed to be able to erase this, but you can't erase it on. Yeah, you can. Hey, y'all. Look at that. You can erase on material. So that's going to be my dart. And so now I'll be able to get this dart the same because I know my numbers from here. But then I'll sew it straight, 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 and then narrow, 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 narrow till I get to the point. 1 inch below my apex. Now let's do the same thing over here. I've done this many, many times because I always end up with a big bubble belly when I make these flowy tops. So I don't understand. I guess it's like a boob, you know, if you think about it. And if you make the garment to cover it, it's going to hang down from that point, just straight or stick out. I don't know. So there's my 1 inch. Take my ruler, slap it down. 14 3/4. Let's mark my line up here to where I can see the point. Up there. Up there. There's my point right there. 14 3/4 on the apex. Here's my darts. Now when I sewed my darts, I lined them up with the 1/2 inch line on my guide on my sewing machine because these lines may be a tad wider than a 1/2 inch. So they're really pretty, really close. But I'm just saying, I used my 1/2 inch line just in case, using the ruler and making a mark on the edge of the ruler. Mark all the friction marks off. See, nobody will ever know. There's kind of a stripe there. Hopefully won't show on the other side. This is the back side now. And here's the bus dart from my FBA. I don't think this has a bus dart in the pattern, but my patterns all have them. Let it cool. Cool remembers, hot forgets. If you have any loose threads anywhere, cut them off. Pull them off, cut them off. So here's one dart done. Now let's do this dart. Oh, love those friction. Philly and I was talking to Philly earlier today. She was using the friction markers on her scissors quilt to mark the pattern she wanted to quilt. I said, oh my gosh. She said, I don't know if I like this. I'm going to iron it off and start over. I said, don't you just love those friction markers? Down at the bottom, I may go ahead and sew the hem right here again, or maybe I'll hand stitch it just to sew that so it stays inside. I don't know, we'll see. Whatever I have to do. Now look at how nice that looks. Look, no marks, no lines, just a little water right there. Oh, I've got to order some more of those friction markers. They are so wonderful. So now I'm just going to let it dry. Then I'm going to give the blouse back to Lucy, and I'll be back. Goes. Oh, hi. I know. I'm still like, do I like it? Do I not like it? I'm thinking maybe I should have made them farther apart, but you know, you can't make your apexes farther apart. But it does go down straighter in the front now, right? Ah, yes. Yes. And I know what you're asking. I can hear you. I can hear you asking it. Why didn't we take this triple mirror to the other house? Because this triple mirror was put up before this room was finished when we built the house. And it is permanently attached to the wall and caulked and painted all around. And we can't even tell how it's attached to the wall. It's totally touching the wall, and we can't tell how it's hanging there. So the builder put it up so it would never be removed. I'm sure it could be, and we could have a big mess behind the wall we'd have to fix, but we don't want it. So I'm thinking I like this now. What do you think? Yeah. Now the actual pattern is longer in the back than the front. My garments that I make are always much shorter, like 1 to 2 inches shorter in the back than the front. So since this is supposed to be longer in the back, mine's coming up actually pretty much the same front and back. So how do you like my sleeve? I think they're cute. I still would like it 1 inch shorter, but I'm going to go ahead. Now let me tell you how I screwed up before. Evidently, at some point, maybe it was when I started on this long sleeve, I decided it was too big for me. This is the full width of the sleeve now. And I decided it was too big for me because it was way too big for me down here. And you can see it's still big, but it would have been way out here at a size 14, way out here. So I cut this in to make this fit me better. And then I decided I should just narrow it the whole way up, see? And that's where I made my big mistake on the first 2 sleeves. Whatever you do to the sleeve cap, you have to adjust the armhole accordingly. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it for now. You know, I change my mind every 5 minutes. So, I happen to have green pants that match it perfect. Yeah. Like it. It's cute. You know, I'll hang it in my closet. I'll forget it's there. I'll probably go to the other house and leave it here. And then when I come back in the next 6 weeks or whatever, I'll see it and I'll say, oh, look what I made. And then I'll like it. But I'm still going to go in there and shorten the sleeve, just in case. I'll be back. Well, I just deleted about 8 more clips that I had after the slash shot that you saw. I tell you, you all seem to like to watch me, but I don't. You know, I've already been here and I've already done this, and then to go back and watch myself do it again, and oh my goodness, I just put myself to sleep. But I went ahead and I made 2 more blouses, and I showed you the whole thing, and I thought, well, good grief, they don't have the rest of their life to watch you sew, Joy. So I did delete, 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 delete. So if you want to see what I made, you'll have to watch Shine, because I wore one of my new tops. I made it out of this wonderful, wonderful cotton knit. I made one out of cotton knit, and I made one out of ITY. Cotton knit is so much better behaved and easier to sew with. The ITY looks like I used a great big pattern, a much bigger pattern than I used for this exact same pattern. So anyway, I made them. You'll see me wearing them, I'm sure. But I just wanted to make an end to this video before it goes on forever. But I wanted to show you, remember the fabrics I picked in, where do I live? Where do I live now? Mounds, Oklahoma. Remember the fabrics? And I said earlier in this video, I think I deleted it, that I couldn't find any buttons. No, I think maybe I showed them to you. And they were all those horrible plastic ones from Joann. So, might even have been Hobby Lobby. I happen to have a little baggie here of pretty buttons. I don't know why they were here. I probably packed them up to take to the new house and didn't take them. I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye for now. I'll be back when I'm back. But stay tuned, because I'm going to show you my 3 pretty fabrics that I'm going to make next, and the pretty buttons I found here. And then the video will just end. Now pardon everything else on this table. Here's the baggie they were in. I was so excited to find them. So this is one of the fabrics I brought to make a blouse out of. And look at those pretty buttons. Aren't they nice? I have no idea where I got them. I'll guarantee you it wasn't Joann's or Hobby Lobby. And then these actually are plastic. But they have a little bit of design in them. Maybe if nobody comes up and touches them on me, then they won't know they're really cheap buttons. But those are the buttons that are going on that blouse. And then I found some pretty buttons to go on this one. Does anybody notice when they watch my videos that I really like florals? There they are.